Thank you, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Betelhem Dessie. I work in tech. So I mainly work on tech education and entrepreneurship in tech. So even though I am 20 years old, I've worked like a decade in the tech industry because I started coding when I was 10. So just to give you a brief, sorry, I've been talking a lot today. So just to give you a brief story of how I first started coding is I was born and raised in the eastern part of Ethiopia, and my father had a shop. And as he had an electronics shop that he used to sell a lot of electronics, and being a daughter of a merchant, I knew that having financial freedom meant independence, and especially as a woman. So what I did was I was trying to celebrate my 9th birthday, and I asked my father for some money. But he was busy, so he said he ignored me and he didn't give me the money. So what I did was I edited some videos, I installed some application on people's phone, and then I made about $90. And then I figured, okay, I should promote my business. So the first thing that I thought of what to do, because I always go back home and I see these cartoons, and in the ads, they would promote toys, right? So the thing that they would do is put a website so that you can go and buy their toys there or see the features. So I had a dial-up internet, so I figured I would build a website. Even though I didn't launch it, that was my first exposure to coding and programming. So currently what I do now is trying to create that opportunity for other kids, other women and girls who are in university and also in high school. So there are two things I focus on. One is tech education and the other is entrepreneurship. The tech education focuses on especially solving the bias that's in tech. Just to give you, I work in artificial intelligence, which is kind of a buzzword to everyone, but the company I work with is currently working in artificial intelligence. I don't know if many of you know, but the robot Sophia, part of her software was developed in Ethiopia, and our lab did that. But we see a lot of bias in tech, especially when it comes to the contribution of people of color and women. For example, there's one AI tool, it associates, for example, man is to king as woman is to queen, right? Man is to brother as woman is to sister. But when it comes to man is to doctor, it translates into women into nurse. But it doesn't necessarily mean all women are nurses, right? Or you can be a doctor. But this means that there's a problem with the developers and there's a problem with the data. And what we've seen is there's a problem in the universities, but there's also a problem in primary education and secondary education. So the way to elevate that was to actually target the young children so that the girls especially, we teach all girls and boys together, and before they have the assumption of what they should actually become, we introduce them to the concepts of coding. And computer science is not only a career path, but I believe that it will help you advance in every career that you're in. So we try to build a talent pool of talented individuals, Ethiopians, and then when we come to the entrepreneurship, there's a lot of concentration of, even though there's relatively small investment in Ethiopia, there's a lot of concentration in Addis. So it's about decentralizing and democratizing access to technology. So it's about solving your local problems by local people. So that's what the concept of Solve It is to create your own innovative solution and startup. And how we make a business out of it is to capitalize out of investing in those startups and taking equity and making sure they become businesses. And most of the tech, actually it's a worldwide research, tech businesses that are founded or co-founded by women are more likely to be successful than those who don't have males in them. So that's why I also run a $1 million investment, which focuses on investing on women in tech. And one of the successful, actually, startups in Ethiopia, which is a ride-hailing app, is owned and run by women. So we also want to uplift those success stories and be able to solve local problems, local solutions, and also, make money out of it. So yeah, that's what I do. Thank you.